The woman you are about to meet in today's Across the Table segment has many talents.
That's right. She's been a regular KELOLAND living guest, sharing both her romance novels with us and her mad charcuterie skills. But that's only the beginning of what makes Amy Daws such an interesting guest. To find out more, Brittany Kay recently sat down with her across the table.
First things first, how do you take your coffee?
Black now. I used to love creamer and stuff, but I'm doing the low carb thing, so
Okay.
now it's just black like my soul.
Like my soul.
Yep, sure is.
That's incredible. Okay, so first we have met you. What caught our attention was when you were on BuzzFeed first. And that was from being at Tires.
Yes.
So first, what was that like when you kind of blew up on social media?
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. Like, when I first went there just for new tires, I was writing about on social media how I was going there just to write because it was so awesome there. The waiting room was great, and then how I started sneaking in. And I noticed my social media posts kept growing in popularity. Like I would get 100 impressions in like the first hour, and then it just like kept doubling and tripling from there. So like it just kept growing, and then all of a sudden I got this email from a BuzzFeed writer who asked if they could interview me about sneaking into a tire shop to write, and I'm like, okay, sure. And yeah, that was just the most bizarre thing that you could never like replicate again. It was just so much fun.
Did you have a lot of people reaching out to you to talk and interview you about it?
There was a lot of mommy blogs like Scary Mommy and all these like big mommy blogs that had like over 1 million followers, and they were really interested too because, you know, it's a working mom story who writes a romance novel in a tire shop waiting room, and like, I don't know, it was really fun, and every interview was easy because I was just like, yeah, that's just, it's just, you can't make that kind of thing up, you know?
So do you still go to Tires?
I do, and they have a new West Side location right close to my house.
And how is that waiting room?
It's wonderful. It's really, it's got lots of great natural light. The coffee is even better because it's a new machine. And yeah, I'm real happy. Although I keep telling them they need to put some low carb snacks in with the cookies.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I used to love those cookies, and now I'm trying to stay away from them. So, but they haven't taken my advice yet.
I'm sure those are tempting too if they're just sitting there while you're writing. You know,
they are, especially if I've been there for several hours and I need lunch.
So how did you get started with your journey in writing? Where did that passion stem from?
My first book is kind of a unique start in the world of writing because now I write romance. But my first book is called Chasing Hope, and it's my true story about my struggles through infertility and recurrent pregnancy loss. So it's a memoir. You know, it's by Amy Daws. That's my real name. That's why I don't have a pen name. I write under my real name because that's how my first book was nonfiction. And you know, that book was such a unique thing because I sort of had to write it because I was going through a lot of emotional, like, torture, basically. For 5 years it took, like, for us before we finally had our child, Lorelai, who's amazing. She's 7 now and the best.
We've met her.
She's the best. And so, you know, I had this story to tell, and I was like, you know, I feel like I'm kind of writing it like a book. I'd like to publish it. So I self-published, and then I realized I love romance novels. Why couldn't I possibly, you know, change genres and write fiction for once? And that's how it got started. And now I have like 16 books out or 15. I lose track. I don't know why. I can't keep that number straight. But yeah, it's quite a leap from, you know, an emotional nonfiction to now steamy romance novels.
So really, it started because it was kind of therapeutic for you.
It was, yeah, it was.
That's amazing.
I like it because it's changed my life. And I always say the bad got me to the good because, you know, I went through all these hard times, but if I wouldn't have gone through those, I don't think I ever would have sat down and had a story to tell. And so because I did, it just opened up a whole new world and career for me, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Well, that's great to hear then, that you turned it into a positive.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about what you like to do. What hobbies do you have?
I am super like extroverted, so I like to be with friends, and like we swim in our backyard and we go to the lake, and we, like my daughter and I swear we both have gills. Like if there's water around, we're going to be in it. So yeah, we really enjoy the outdoors in the summer and just being in any kind of water.
So you said you have a pool right in your backyard?
Yes, we do. It's new, it's really fun, and we're still getting used to it, but yeah, it's been awesome.
And you also make charcuterie boards.
Yes.
We've learned
Oh,
that.
how could I forget? That's like my favorite pastime. Yeah, I make charcuterie boards. You know, and I love hosting. So like we have, and like with the pool now, we're having people over a lot more often.
Yeah.
So I'm always whipping up a board. Like we just had a fiesta. I called it a friendship fiesta when our friends came over, and I just did like a Mexican themed charcuterie board and had queso and pico on there, and you know, peppers, and I don't know, charcuterie, you can do anything, and it's always like easy to make because you're not necessarily going through recipes and stuff. It's just cut it up and throw it on.
Yeah. So let's say that you had an entire open day or even weekend, no obligations. What does the perfect day look like for you?
Probably on the lake. I mean, my parents live on a lake year-round, so we're there, and my daughter and I like to kayak, and we swim, and we go out on the boat, and I love lake life, and just being outside and out of the city a little bit, and yeah, I really love that.
Do you have a favorite genre of music?
I'm a classic rock lover. Like my dad, I swear he gave us like music education growing up, and my sisters and I, we all love classic rock because of that. I remember we went to a Heart concert at the casino once, and these people behind us were asked, these older people were like, how do you guys know the words to all these songs? We're like, our dad basically beat it into us that we had to like know classic rock. So yeah, I would say that's my favorite.
I actually am kind of surprised to hear that.
I know, right? I mean, I like everything.
That's great, yeah.
I like everything, but classic rock is an easy go-to for me.
Yeah. So if you were to write an autobiography, what would you title it?
Oh my gosh.
Kind of putting you on the spot
Yeah,
with this
right?
question.
I don't know, Amy's craziness, because I feel like crazy follows me.
Yeah.
Like I always am putting my foot in my mouth, or like I'm just walking into a trap of some sort, and yeah, it's just
Keeps life interesting.
Yeah,
though.
maybe Amy's chaos.
I love it. So how did you end up here in Sioux Falls?
I got a job at Fox TV here in Sioux Falls, KTTW, and producing commercials, so it was a cool 9-to-5 job. I went to school for journalism, basically.
Okay.
I did kind of want to do more commercial work, so I got that job, and you know, I loved that job. I was there for over 10 years, and it gave me the ability to not feel stressed, so I could write at night, and so it really kind of, like, if I wouldn't have had that job, I don't think I would have had the gumption to get writing on the side and have a little side hustle, so yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today and telling me all about yourself.
Yes, thanks for having me. It was really fun.
Who would you like to see across the table? What questions would you like us to ask? Go ahead and send us an email to kelolandliving@keloland.com or message us through Facebook or Twitter. You can even give us a call with your questions at 605-336-1100. Be sure and tune in next Tuesday to see who we'll be sitting down with next.